Good afternoon, students. I'll start with ammonia today. The ammonia was first prepared by Joseph Priestley. It is by heating sal ammoniac, means ammonium chloride. Sal ammoniac was the old name for ammonium chloride. With slaked lime means calcium hydroxide. So ammonium chloride and calcium hydroxide, when heated, they got ammonia gas, and it also called alkaline air. Now I'm coming to occurrence. Traces of ammonia occur in atmosphere being formed by decaying urine and other organic matter. So it is formed by the decay of urine and other organic matter. In the combined state, small quantities of ammonium salt occur in plants and animals, in urine and blood, rock salts in soil, and also mineral water as nitrite and nitrate. Ammonium nitrite, NH4NO2, and NH4NO3. It is present in the form of various ammonium salts, especially ammonium chloride. Ammonium compounds being highly soluble in water do not occur in minerals, because with the groundwater level, those ammonium present in the minerals will be get dissolved in water. Sources of ammonia: there are many sources of ammonia. Ammoniacal liquor obtained by the destructive distillation of coal. Ammonium salts are the main source of ammonia. And then also decomposition or destructive distillation of organic materials, we can also get ammonia. Then ammonium salt plus any alkali will give us salt, water, and ammonia. Alkali, say NaOH or CaOH whole 2, sodium hydroxide or calcium hydroxide, with ammonium salt like ammonium chloride or ammonium carbonate or ammonium nitrate, etc. When the alkali will react, like will get salt, water, and ammonia. Like ammonium, generally the ammonium nitrate will decompose to give us ammonia, nitrogen dioxide, and water. Will not get their ammonia readily. Then generally in laboratory preparation, we will take ammonium chloride with calcium hydroxide and heat it. Will get calcium chloride. Calcium will go with chlorine, calcium chloride plus water plus ammonia. Double decomposition reaction. Ammonium hydroxide will be broken down into ammonia and water. Okay, like ammonium chloride also with sodium hydroxide, and ammonium sulfate with calcium hydroxide will also give ammonia. So ammonium sulfate plus sodium hydroxide will also give us ammonia. Then laboratory preparation, already I have told, ammonium chloride and calcium hydroxide, these two reactants are needed. The condition required, we will have to heat the mixture, and will get calcium chloride, water, and ammonia. The apparatus used for the laboratory preparation of ammonia is this type of retort, round bottom glass retort is needed, where we are taking the ammonia and calcium hydroxide. Then it will be taken in inclined position. The head will be towards the ground to some extent, and because whenever ammonia gas will come out, it will move in the downward direction first. So then this gas will be passed through the calcium oxide or quicklime present in this flask or in this tower. After that, one cylindrical tube is attached to the calcium oxide cylinder, so that after drying, calcium oxide will dry ammonia gas. With ammonia, some amount of water vapor is released that will be dried by calcium oxide, and after that the gas will be collected by the, that means dry ammonia gas will be collected by the downward displacement of air in the gas jar. Okay, dry ammonia gas will be collected. The flask is kept in inclined position so that any water formed during the reaction does not trickle back into the hot flask and cause it to crack. No heating of ammonia gas. On heating, ammonia gas is evolved. Drying, the ammonia gas evolved is passed through the drying tower containing quicklime calcium oxide before collection. Collection of the gas ammonia is collected in an inverted dry gas jar by the downward displacement of air. Air will be displaced in downward direction and the gas will be collected in the gas jar. The highly soluble in water and it is lighter than air. So sulfuric acid, P2O5, calcium chloride, etc. are very good drying agent. You know that concentrated sulfuric acid, phosphorus pentoxide and calcium chloride, those are very good drying agents, but we can't use those for drying ammonia gas, because ammonia is basic in nature and concentrated sulfuric acid and your phosphorus pentoxide, etc. are acidic in nature. They will readily react with ammonia and give us a combined product. So this combined product will be formed instead of getting ammonia gas. So these substances or reactants like concentrated sulfuric acid or phosphorus pentoxide or calcium chloride, those are not used for drying ammonia gas. We are using here calcium oxide. This can come as give reason. Why we are using calcium oxide. Calcium oxide is basic in nature, so it will not react with the basic substance like ammonia. But the concentrated sulfuric acid, P2O5 or calcium chloride, these are acidic in nature. They will readily react with the basic substance ammonia to give us a combined product like ammonium sulfate or ammonium phosphate or addition product with calcium chloride, CaCl2 NH3. Then metallic nitride plus water. This is also a very good preparing method for the preparation of ammonia. That is, any nitrite salt plus water when boiled together, hot water we should take or boil or warm it with or heat it with the nitrite salts, will get ammonia. Magnesium nitride Mg3N2 plus 6H2O gives us magnesium hydroxide plus ammonia gas. This method is also used in the laboratory to prepare the ammonia gas. That is, in a round bottom box we are taking magnesium nitride and we are adding warm water or boiled water into the magnesium nitride, and again whenever the ammonia gas is produced, it will be dried using calcium oxide tower, and then the gas is collected similarly by the downward displacement of air. So here ammonia gas is can be also prepared using the metallic nitride salts along with the boiling water or warm water. Drying and collection of the gas, same here. Drying agent we are using calcium oxide, not any acidic substances like concentrated sulfuric acid or phosphorus pentoxide, etc. Magnesium nitride is an expensive and unstable compound, so method for the preparation of ammonia is not commonly used, as those are very, very costly. Preparation of aqueous solution of ammonia. How to prepare aqueous solution of ammonia? We know ammonia is highly soluble in water. Will not get the ammonia in minerals due to its water solubility. So whenever we want to dissolve ammonia, when we put the any cylinder, cylindrical pipe, or say any other what should I say, this delivery tube, when the delivery tube is dipped into the ammonia into water, then high amount of ammonia will get solubilized into water. As a result, what happens? There will be a temporary vacuum created inside the tube. As a result, more and more ammonia will come and get dissolved within the water. And as a result, whenever the partial vacuum is created within the delivery tube, within this delivery tube, when it is directly dipped into water, when the delivery tube is directly dipped into water, this delivery tube, when directly dipped into water, more and more ammonia gas will be get dissolved into water, and a partial vacuum will be created within the delivery tube. As a result, the water will go inside the delivery tube and eventually reach inside the reaction medium. As a result, the reaction will be stopped because this water is cold water, and cold water has high capability of dissolving ammonia gas, not the hot water. You may say, if we take hot water, then the water will go and it will not do any it will not hamper the reaction atmosphere, but the cold water has the maximum capability of dissolving ammonia gas, not the hot water. Okay, then how we will avoid this back suction of water inside the delivery tube? We have to take one funnel and attach it at the end of the delivery tube, and then we will dip this funnel like arrangement inside the water. So whenever the gas is coming out and getting dissolved within the water, it is getting more surface area to get dissolved. Okay, so more surface area for getting dissolved means readiness of getting dissolved will be retarded. That means it will be slowed down. The process will be slowed down, and then and there the ammonia gas will not be dissolved into the water. It will get dissolved inside the water slowly, and as a result there will be no question of back suction. Understood? From this part also the give reason type of questions are likely to come. So these points are very important. This method of dissolving ammonia prevents back suction of water into the flask. These points I have marked here. Prevents the back suction of water into the flask, provides the larger surface area for the absorption of the gas. A saturated solution of ammonia in water is called liquor ammonia fortis. Okay. Specific gravity, we need not memorize all these things. So this is the part why we are using the funnel arrangement, why we are not putting the delivery tube directly into the water bucket. These three are the reasons for this arrangement. And then industrial preparation. In industrial preparation, first the water gas, carbon monoxide plus hydrogen is dissolved into moisture, and the catalyst is used iron or ferric oxide, will get carbon dioxide and hydrogen. From water gas we'll get carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Then these days hydrogen is obtained from natural gas. So it is actually from water gas we are getting hydrogen, and from the dinitrogen and dihydrogen are mixed in 1:3 by volume. Nitrogen is obtained from the air by its liquefaction. By liquefaction we are getting nitrogen. So by liquefaction we are getting nitrogen, and then we are taking 1:3 volume of hydrogen and nitrogen, 1:3 in volume. Nitrogen 1 part and hydrogen 3 part to give ammonia gas, and it is exothermic. This reaction is exothermic in nature, and from the above chemical equation it is clear that the reaction is exothermic, heat is evolved. The reaction is reversible, that is forward and backward reaction occur at the same speed. The reaction proceeds with the decrease in volume. Reaction proceeds with decrease in volume. So if we apply pressure in this reaction, in reactant side we will get more ammonia, and if the as the heat is evolved, so for the initiation of the reaction high temperature is needed. After that we can maintain a low temperature. High pressure will favor the reaction. And then I am coming to the catalyst. Catalyst used in this process is finely divided iron and molybdenum is used as promoter. Catalyst is finely divided iron and molybdenum is the promoter. Then catalyst, a substance used to alter the rate of the reaction which itself does not undergo any chemical change, that is catalyst. And promoter, a substance which will increase the efficiency of the catalyst. Okay, and for the whole process is known as Haber's process. So here the Haber's process is again described in full. This is the industrial preparation of ammonia. Go through this part also, read this part. And once the reaction is started, further heating is not required because the reaction is exothermic. The heat evolved is sufficient to maintain the optimum temperature. This can also come as the give reason part. Give reason why the further heating is not required for the preparation of ammonia by Haber's process. Then physical properties. Physical properties, it is colorless gas, having choking smell, pungent choking smell, and ammonia affects the lacrimal gland and brings tears to the eye. So whenever we are in atmosphere of ammonia, we will have tear in our eyes, and mucous membrane and lacrimal gland is affected. That's why the tear will come into our eyes, and as the mucous membrane of our throat is affected, so we may have coughing, and also the revived the people who are fainted. Ammonia gas, in former days the ammonia gas is used, or ammonium chloride and sodium hydroxide mixture is used to revive people from the fainted stage. But the large doses, it makes the heart to beat so fast that it becomes fatal. So in ammonia atmosphere, we shouldn't live or stay in long period where the industrial process is taken out. There they should use mask, etc., to get safe from the attack of ammonia gas. The high solubility can demonstrated by the following experiment, and also this experiment, this fountain experiment, it is very easy. Go through this experiment. This experiment will show you the high solubility of ammonia, and also the property in aqueous solution. Alkaline property of it is also understood by this experiment. Here in this round bottom flask, we have taken the red litmus in gaseous form, and here the ammonia, here red litmus, sorry, inside the jar we have taken ammonia. From the litmus solution, a jet like arrangement is done, which is entering inside the round bottom flask, and here a dropper is attached. By the dropper, when the water is squeezed inside the flask, as ammonia is highly soluble in water, it will get solubilized very readily, and due to that vacuum created due to the dissolution of the gas, the vacuum is created over here, and the red litmus will then readily enter inside the flask through this jet-like arrangement, and this solution, red litmus solution, will make a fountain like atmosphere, and the fountain color of the fountain will be blue. Okay, then come to this part. Why do we get this type of observation that red litmus is entering, and red color solution is entering inside the round bottom flask, and it is forming a blue fountain? Why do we get this type of fountain? Due to the high solubility of ammonia gas in water. And another property of ammonia gas is also proved by this experiment. That is, the as the red litmus is changed into blue color, so it is also proving the alkaline nature of ammonia gas. Then the thermal dissociation of ammonia, when the electric spark or the heat is the gas is heated, passing the electric spark, ammonia gas will be decomposed into nitrogen and hydrogen. Ammonia gas will be decomposed into nitrogen and hydrogen. Then combustion of reaction with air, that ammonia gas in oxygen will be heated very strongly or ignite strongly, giving us nitrogen and water vapor. Okay. Then burning ammonia gas in oxygen, a wide gas tube is fitted with a cork. Here is the cork, wide glass tube carrying two tubes A and B. Carrying two tubes A and B. Tubes means these ones, this A tube and B tube. Then tube A reaches to almost to the top of the white glass tube, and the B remains at the lower side of ammonia passed through the tube, and oxygen through tube B. Oxygen through tube B and ammonia gas through this tube A. Then what do we observe? We will observe the when a lighted match is introduced into the glass tube, ammonia burns with a greenish yellow flame, forming water vapor and nitrogen. Forming water vapor and nitrogen. The experiment also proves that ammonia consists of nitrogen and hydrogen. That means ammonia, when the nitrogen is given out from ammonia, so nitrogen is present inside ammonia, and water vapor, presence of the formation of water vapor will prove the presence of hydrogen. Okay, the reaction is exothermic. Mixture of ammonia and oxygen is explosive. Burning of ammonia in oxygen in presence of, this is the non-catalytic. This one, the previous one which I have described now, is the reaction of ammonia with oxygen in absence of catalyst. Whenever the catalyst is present, that is catalytic oxidation of ammonia, then what is happening? Due to the catalytic oxidation of ammonia, we will get what is the catalyst used here? Platinum. We will get the oxidized product of nitrogen and hydrogen both. Here we are getting the oxidized product of only hydrogen when we are carrying out the combustion in absence of platinum. With the presence of platinum, we will see the oxidation of both nitrogen and hydrogen present in ammonia. And then nitric oxide is produced and water vapor is produced along with the heat, and nitric oxide will soon be oxidized into brown colored nitrogen dioxide. Without catalyst, only hydrogen in ammonia will be oxidized, but with catalyst, nitrogen and hydrogen both will be oxidized. Here I have written it. Read through it. Whenever you are reading this portion, please go through it. I have written here. So this is the half portion of ammonia chapter. Next half I will do in my next class. This is all for today's lesson. Thank you.